I still fantasize about working in a creative industry. Um, Found a theatre school. Well, it found me. I just. I feel that I've done so many things. I've met the same crossroads so many times. And I've chosen differently. I've chosen the same. I've chosen with variations. Here I am again. Do I want to study? I'm homeless. I'm living in a emergency accommodation building. I'm not homeless inside though. Which I think is a huge step. Huge. It wasn't one giant leap by any means, but it's more like lots of little tiny shuffles. Staying, running, banging heads against brick walls. Well, my head against brick walls. What's different this time? It's a creative qualification. Inherently, it involves a collaborative dynamic as well as working individually. It is in alignment with my personal life. It's quite interesting, really. Even just saying that has like highlighted to me that I actually really quite do have quite delineated realms of what is personal and what is private to me. And I think I need to redefine that personal and private doesn't necessarily mean secret, and that personal and private and secret shouldn't necessarily equate to shame. Because if you think of like secrets, they're seen as dirty, and I mean, I didn't share that I'd been raped for many, many years until after the fact. And even then, it's still sort of, a shameful stigma attached to that storyline, I suppose. And so I think the part of me that felt ashamed as a woman who was sensual and sexy and confident in her own body, to then be violated, the shame that came with me blaming myself for somebody else's behavior, for somebody else's actions, because I had desires as a woman. I think I've internalized across the board that all of my desires should be kept secret and personal and private, and all of my dreams I should be ashamed of. And yeah, so a creative qualification in an area that I actually know, and feel comfortable, like geographical location. And it's collaborative, it's creative, it's in alignment with my passions, which I don't want them to be secret anymore. I don't want to feel ashamed for what I imagine for myself as a career, as a lifetime. I feel growing up and right through my 20s, really, I was made to believe that I was mentally ill, delusional, manic, hysterical, purely because the degree to which I believed in myself was perceived to be unrealistic by other people. And even the microcosm, even the smaller things which gave way to the larger dreams and ambitions that I had for myself, they would be shut down big time. You know, and I don't necessarily mean by people who didn't know me, I mean by family members, partners, friends, professionally, academically, medically. I remember going to a doctor's appointment, and it was broached in this appointment that I'd not long prior to that appointment, I think maybe the weekend before or the week before, met a politician, quite a prominent politician at the time. And I later found out that it was logged as a delusion. It was easier for the general practitioner to believe that I had exaggerated or lied about my experience outright than it was for him to accept that I had actually indeed met this person. So it's quite an exhausting journey to meeting oneself wherever one is at the time, and unhooking from other people's dialogue that is not conducive to my self-development in alignment with me. I would find that the support and the encouragement would come from my family and friends when whatever I was choosing to do was in alignment with what they wanted, either for themselves or for me, what they projected, what they equated as good or successful. And in order to maintain the feeling of pleasing other people and to attain encouragement in any capacity, you know, it took me a while to disengage from that dynamic and be my own champion, and to understand and accept that not everybody else is going to be able to comprehend, and even if they can or do, they're not necessarily going to support me in those choices, in those dreams. Returning to the initial spark for this video, which was, I felt disheartened. I felt deeply, deeply disheartened that I am meeting the same crossroads again. And it really hurts. Like, it hurts inside. It feels like it's a trick. It feels like it's a joke. It feels like it's a game. Like it's not real. Like I've not grown up yet. And I was talking about the the ways in which this experience differs from similar dynamics preceding this situation, and how this opportunity differs from past experiences. I'm finding it really hard to believe in myself enough to translate that belief into action, into knowing what steps to take and how to take them, and how to shape my life in a way that is conducive to building upon previous action, building to reach a point where this alignment is realized in actuality and not in fantasy. I think dreaming is really important. I feel motivated to establish a method of living a reality outside of dreaming. I wonder if growing up with a single mother has meant that without that male paternal influence, I've missed out on learning how to structure my life, how to build in real time, how to translate my hopes and dreams and self-belief into actuality, how to get the ball rolling, how to keep it rolling, to feel supported and that someone believes in me and has faith in my ability and can be my rock rather than me having to be a rock for somebody else. I definitely feel like there's a void there in my skill set and personal experience. Obviously, I've had very important, special male influences in my life. My mother's partner, my stepdad, is how I would refer to him. Although they didn't live together, I didn't grow up with him in the family home. Also, my grandfather. But obviously that's, generationally sort of removed from my personal living situation, which was predominantly my mother and I. So yeah. I don't know how fast to go. I don't know how slow to go. I don't know what my priorities should be compared to what they actually are. I don't know who to reach out to for help. There's so much I don't know because I didn't have a dad. And I didn't realise. I didn't realise I've never let myself be sad about it ever. Not as an adult anyway. big up to the fathers out there. Respect.